Hi, and welcome to our Yoga for Everybody session today. Let's go ahead and get started from any standing position. Let's go ahead and take our feet out as wide as the hips. And as we inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up and overhead, reaching towards the sky. Lengthen out through the armpits, trying to stretch the side ribs. As we exhale, we'll turn the palms forward. Pull the elbows back and make a nice big circle sweep with the arms. Inhaling, circle the arms up, gently opening the chest. Exhale, circle the arms back and around. We'll keep that movement a few more times, matching the breath to the movement. And we're going to change the breath just a little bit. Inhaling into the nose as we bring the arms up. Then exhale from the throat as if you're fogging a mirror. Big sighs of relief. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, sigh of relief. Just like fogging a mirror, activating some core muscles. One more. And then exhale back. From here, let's step our feet in just a little more narrow than hips width. We're lining up our knees with our pelvis bones. And this little bit more of a narrow stance can take some pressure off of the hips and low back. Let's bring our hands to the heart, palms pressing together, stepping our left foot back a very short stride. From here, we'll bend our right knee, inhaling the arms straight up overhead, finding warrior one pose. Let's refine this a little bit by lunging forward just a little more. Then pull the shoulders back, stacking over the hips, creating a little bit of a back bend in that upper spine. Inhale, straighten the right leg, reach up. Exhale, turn the palms forward, and then bend that right knee again and pull the elbows in, just like a lat pull down. Inhale, straighten the right leg, arms reach up, palms pressing in as if we're holding onto a bowling ball. Exhale, palms forward, bending the right knee, pulling the elbows down behind that mid back and low back. Let's do a few more of these. Inhale, reach, palms in, holding onto a bowling ball. Exhale, lunge forward, palms forward, pulling down, maybe even closing the eyes as we choreograph this movement with the breath. Closing the eyes to add in just a little bit of a balance challenge with this. Just one more. Inhaling, reach. Exhale, palms forward. Pull the elbows in by the side waist. Holding those elbows in by the side waist. Whenever you're ready, take the hands down and put the knuckles down by the low back. From here, we'll begin to straighten that right leg again and maybe pull the elbows back. So the position of the arms, what I can compare it most to is if you were going to imitate a chicken. We want the elbows to come back like chicken wings. From here, we keep that right leg straight. And as we inhale, we're pulling the ribs up, allowing the chest and the ribs to protrude out, creating a back bend in the upper spine. Opening up the throat, take in one big inhale. And now exhale, soften your ribs. Inhaling into the center chest. And now exhale, soften the ribs. Sorry. Here we go. Inhaling into the upper chest, big breath in. Exhale, soften the ribs. From here, relax the arms. Let's step forward. Finding the feet in close inside the width of the hips. Inhaling, sweep the arms overhead. Working with just a little bit of symmetry before we do the other side. Shifting forward, let's lift the heels. And as we lift those heels, focusing, looking up towards the sky. Whoops, guys, I apologize. I'm having just a little bit of technical difficulty. Let's see if I can get y'all back. Here we go. So looking up towards the sky. From here, opening the throat. And as you lift the heels, you want to maybe pull up from the rib cage. This way you're able to have better balance when you reach. From here, let's drop the heels, relax the hands down, stepping those feet to the width of the pelvis bones. Let's take our right foot back this time. Bending the left knee, we're reaching both arms straight up overhead. Left knee is bent, right leg is back, holding warrior one pose. Let's refine this by lunging forward, then pulling the shoulders back, pressing the shoulders towards the hips. This is creating a back bend. We're using this pose today to counter the effects of gravity and sitting, hopefully to help loosen up any compression in your spine. From here, when you're ready, slowly straighten that left leg, big inhale, reach, exaggerate the reach as if you're holding a bowling ball, then turn the palms forward, bend the left knee, pull the elbows down behind your back. We call these cactus arms. Inhaling, left leg straight, arms up, palms in, holding onto a bowling ball. Exhale, palms forward, lunging forward, pulling the elbows back. At least 3 or 4 more like this. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it down. Closing the eyes. This way we're able to work just a little bit of a balance challenge into the practice. As soon as we close our eyes, it is natural for the body to feel a little bit wobbly. Last one, bending that front knee, pulling the elbows in and down. Breathe into the center of the chest. When you're ready, let the knuckles go to your low back, straightening that left leg, and again, pulling those elbows back, treating the arms as if you were going to imitate a chicken wings with the arms. We want to pull those elbows back, pull up through the ribs, at least 5 to 7 big breaths in the center of the chest. Inhale into the nose, lift the head, open the throat. Exhale, let the ribs relax. This is an upper spine strengthener. Big inhale. Lift and open. Exhale, relax everything to neutral. A few more. Big inhale and big exhale. A few more. In fact, the exhale is more important than the inhale. We have to empty the lungs to get a big breath in. A couple more. Big inhale and exhale. Maybe closing the eyes. At least one more. And then exhale. From here, let's step forward, having the feet in close. They might be touching, but they don't have to be. Let's sweep the arms overhead. Again, reaching to the sky, holding on to an imaginary 10-pound bowling ball. We're shifting forward and back a few times. At some point, shifting forward, hovering the heels over the floor. Start with a hover that's maybe just enough to swipe a credit card or enough to put a small doorstop underneath your feet. Now, the more we reach up, the more we may want to contract the buttocks muscles, thrusting the hips forward. And as we do this, it's going to flatten or tuck the tailbone. Then we'll be able to pull up the ribs, look up, and maybe even push back with your thumbs. We're doing a lot of postures today, corrective postures to help with the upper back, neck, and shoulders. One more big inhale, reach. And now exhale, drop those heels, relax the arms down, and go ahead and shake off your shoulders and your legs. All right, let's shift gears from working with the upper spine. Let's dig down into the hips. Now that we got the sides of the body nice and stretched out, we can start working on opening the hips, reducing the risk of injury. Let's take our feet out wider than our hips. So If you know that your body tends to get maybe crampy or achy in the hips, maybe you have sciatic nerve issues. In those cases, just adopt a little more conservative stance. You don't have to have the legs so wide. Let's start with both toes forward. Then we'll pick up the right toe and pivot it out to the right side. Opening up the arms to shoulder height, let's bend that right knee, finding warrior two pose. From here, turning the right palm up, we reach straight up with the right hand, down with the left hand, left leg stays straight, right knee is bent. Let's look up just for a few breaths, gazing towards the sky to that right palm, working on strengthening the head and the neck while we're opening up the hips. Breathe mostly into your upper right lung. Big inhale and exhale. Just one more, big breath in. Exhale, slowly lower that right hand. Let's bring our right hand onto the right thigh. Taking the left hand onto the waist or onto the left hip. Go ahead and lean down towards that right thigh, and we're just ever so gently beginning to open the left hip a little more. From here, we can push into our right hand to prop up the rib cage. And you could even experiment with this pose by maybe putting your right elbow onto the right thigh. Now, the lower we go, the more we might start to feel this in our middle back. We call that the quadratic lumboris, and that can be sort of a tender spot sometimes when we have prolonged periods of sitting. This is a place that can have a lot of compression, so just ease into it. Relax the jaw with this. There is an intimate connection between tension in the back and tension in our jaw. If we can relax the jaw, there is potential to relax the back and hips. Let's try 2 more heavy exhales from the throat. One more, relaxing the jaw. Slowly push off that right leg. Let's bring the arms out to shoulder height again. Warrior two foundation. Straightening our right leg. We'll let our left hip push back behind us. Imagine you're trying to push your left hip out towards your left heel. Let's reach our right arm out, opening up our right armpit over the right thigh. Let that right hand come down and place the hand anywhere on your leg except the knee joint. So maybe slide that hand up onto the thigh, or let that arm and hand slide down past your knee to your shin. And of course, if you feel like your body naturally wants to touch the floor, you're more than welcome to experiment with that. Let's reach our left arm up. And then to loosen the trunk of the body a little more, let's add in some circles. Take that left hand behind you towards the left hip, and now bring it down. Go ahead and let the trunk of your body rotate. Left shoulder comes down towards the inside of the right foot. Circle the arm up, open the chest. Big inhale. Exhale, circle the arm down. 2 more, big inhale. Exhale, circle down. Last one, big breath in. Holding the left arm up. Imagine you're holding on to 100 helium balloons. So there's this sensation of a lift coming out of the ribs in triangle. Holding just 1 more big breath. Big inhale. And now exhale, lower that left hand to the waist. Let's bend our right knee. Slide the right hand up to the right thigh to support the spine. Pushing off that right leg, let's slowly come up, then turn the right toe forward. Finding our foundation of a standing straddle. This is where it all began. Let's do that sequence on the other side. Hands to the waist or the hips, securing the spine. Let's lift our left toe, pivot with the heel, turning the left toe out and bending our left knee. Right leg is straight behind us, left knee is bent. Reaching the arms out at shoulder height, palms are facing down. Let's look over the left fingertips, working in a little bit of range of motion for the neck and the head. Also looking past the fingertips, steady the gaze, maybe even close the eyes. So not only are we thinking about the different parts of the body that can be affected with long periods of sitting, not just the shoulders, hips, neck, and spine, but also our eyeballs and our eye muscles. Maybe close the eyes just for a moment. Turn that left palm up. Reach straight up with the left hand. Then lower the right hand down. Relax that right shoulder. Keep bending that left knee. Looking up at the left hand. Maybe closing the eyes so it's just the head and the neck angled up. Breathing mostly into the upper left lung. Inhale with an exaggerated reach. Maybe even lift up that left shoulder a little bit. Exhaling, naturally the muscles will retract and relax a little. 2 more big breaths. Inhale, reach. Exhale, relax. 1 more. And relax. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, let's bring our left hand onto the left thigh, and we can push some of that energy back into the right hip. From here, we can extend that right arm out into our side angle pose, or we can put the right hand on the hip as we work on opening up that outer right hip joint. Holding it here, take a moment to experiment with the pose. Maybe lower that left elbow onto the thigh. Again, as we lower down a little more, we may start to feel the stretch moving along the low back. And this is also going to affect muscles like your lower latissimus dorsi muscles, even the muscles that go over your sciatic nerve and your sacroiliac joints. We can always hold it right here, or we can start to relax that jaw, maybe push off the thigh a little bit. Inhaling into that upper right lung. Let's bring that right arm out, moving into some big circles. Be still if your body wants stillness. Circle with that arm if you're craving a little bit more movement. Let's lower the right arm down. Maybe drop that right shoulder forward towards the inside of the left foot. Sweep it open with the right arm. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale, open, keeping an active bend in that left knee. Exhale down, inhale, open. Last one, exhale down. Let's push off the left leg. Come up to warrior 2, reaching through the fingertips. Straightening our left leg. Let the tailbone angle back to the right heel. We'll reach our left armpit out over the left thigh. Lowering that left hand down somewhere either above or below the knee joint. So this pose can offer so many great opportunities for muscles to release, but it does put the knee in a little bit of a vulnerable position. So let's check in. Make sure that left knee has a micro bend, making sure the joint does not lock out, promoting healthy nerve and healthy blood circulation. Continuing to reach up, holding on to 500 helium balloons, feeling as if we're being lifted towards the sky, taking some pressure out of the rib cage and the spine. Remember to smile. That really is going to be the advanced version in any pose that we do in our practice. At least one more big inhale. Big breath in. Exhale. Let's take the right hand to the hip. Bend the left knee. Slide the left hand up to the thigh, supporting the spine. From here, we can push off that thigh and safely pivot the left toe forward, coming into our standing straddle. To safely transition here, go ahead and heel toe the feet in. And then we can just march in place a little bit, making sure that the knees and the ankles haven't gotten locked out. Let's bring our toes to touching, keeping a little bit of space between the heels. Let's practice a chair flow today. This is to strengthen the upper quadriceps and to strengthen the low back and belly. These are considered essential core muscles to prevent back pain. Let's inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms back and around. Turn the palms up. Then push the hips back as the knees bend gently, finding chair pose with the feet touching. Inhale, pull the arms back, standing up tall, reaching to the sky. Exhale, take those hands back. Let's turn the palms up. This way we're able to strengthen the back and shoulder muscles, push the hips back. Maybe reach those arms out, keeping the chest and ribs open. Inhale, standing tall, sweep the arms. Exhale, sweep them back. Hips go back. Palms come up. Shoulders pulling back. One more time through that flow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back and around. Palms up, shoulders pressing back. Let's hold it right here. We're going to add in a fun little muscle activation technique. Not only a muscle activation technique, but also a technique used to balance emotions. So it helps with countering the effects of stress that can cause us to be emotionally dysregulated. So if we start to feel irritable or, snappy, impatient, or maybe we just give up altogether by the end of the day, that can be because of stress. So a fun way to work on this while toning the core muscles is to act surprised. So arms go out. On the count of 3, we're all going to act surprised. Exhale all the way. Now 1, 2, 3. Surprise. Good. Pull the navel in and up. Lift your eyebrows. Get animated with the face. Human emoji. Exhale all the way. Maybe a little deeper into that chair. 1, 2, 3. Surprise. Lift the eyebrows. Navel in. Pull the belly button up under the ribs. Let's place the hands on the thighs. From here, straightening the legs, pushing forward through your sternum and collarbones. Then relax your head and neck into a basic forward fold. Let's shake the head yes, and turn it left and right. Exhale from the throat. Maybe even stick out your tongue. From here, keeping the hands on the thighs, let's bend our knees, push into the thighs to flatten the back, coming up nice and slow so that our blood pressure stays happy. Walking the hands up, eventually making our way up into standing. Take the feet out, shake off the hands and the legs. So for the next few weeks, whether you're joining us virtually or you choose to join us next week in session, next week in person as well, we are doing just a little bit of tapping. This is for healthy circulation and lymphatic drainage, boosting the immune system. So to do this, we're taking our arms out, and I'm taking my right hand on the top of the left arm, and I'm just going to gently pat in towards the heart. Starting at the wrist, gentle pat in. Turn the palm up. From the wrist, gentle pat in. Just one more. And now let's do the other arm, right arm out. left palm at the wrist. So when we do this cupping, this is like a type of self-cupping technique that promotes lymphatic drainage. We always want to tap or cup in towards the heart or towards the stomach. Let's take the arms up, right arm goes across, bring it down along the side of the body into the belly. From the armpit, little pat under the rib into the belly. One more time, pat and in. Other side, right arm up, left arm under the armpit, pat down under the rib and into the stomach. Just a couple more like this. Now the final cupping is for healthy drainage in the lower limbs. This is to prevent edema or swelling in the legs, which can be common not only with prolonged periods of sitting, but just in the winter months as the lymphatic fluid gets a little sludgy in the body. So we'll take our hands to the insides of the knees, and we're just going to come up on the insides of the thighs and into the front of the pelvic crease. Down to the inside of the knees, pat it up, come across the crease of the pelvis to the gut. One more, insides of the knees, little pat, and up to the gut. All right, the final step is to bring one hand over the center of the chest into the thymus region, and we're just gonna pat right here into the thymus. Just a nice little lymphatic drainage, white blood cell, immune system booster. And of course, smiling, that's the mood booster. Just a few more, take a big breath in, let it go with a sigh. One more big breath, and let it go. From here, we can close by bringing the hands together or over the chest. Let's take in a big unifying breath together. And then exhale with a bow. Namaste, everyone. It just means I see you, you see me. Thank you for being here. Have a great day, everyone. Please join me next Monday at noon virtually, or Wednesday at noon. We have a hybrid class, either in person at the Municipal Center or log in. I'll see you all next week. Thank you.